This video will demonstrate how to line a latrine pit that is prone to collapse using a rebar reinforced fabric lining. This method has been used by a number of practitioners, including a research team from World Vision, Messiah College, and Collaboratory. If you would like to read more about their work, you can see the references in the bottom right-hand corner of this slide. To build a rebar reinforced fabric cage for a pit with a depth of 1.5 meters and a diameter of 1 meter, you will need the following supplies. Please remember that quantities will vary depending on the depth and diameter of your pit. Measure and cut the rebar posts. These will become the vertical uprights for the cage. The length of each post will be determined by the depth of your pit. In order to create the lining, you may want to think about how you will bend the rings and provide structure for the cage as you're building it. Our first attempt at this involved using a plywood board. We marked out a circle with a 1 meter diameter and drilled holes at 40 centimeter intervals on the circle. Then the rebar posts were hammered through the board and into the ground. The purpose of this was to provide some stability while building the cage and to help us shape the rings. However, it didn't work that well, so instead we ended up using a metal ring to bend our round bar and hold up the structure as we were building it. Prop up your vertical posts and begin to assemble the lining. Determine the appropriate spacing between the rings and use tie wire and pliers to attach the rings to each post. Be sure to secure the rings and posts at every junction to give the cage strength. Continue to attach the rings to the structure. Next, wrap the rebar cage with chicken wire and use tie wire and pliers to secure it at each post and ring junction. This is a time-consuming process, but it is necessary to ensure your lining remains strong after it has been installed. Use a durable fabric for the final layer of the lining. Attach the fabric snugly by using tie wire. To avoid creating pockets in the fabric that will fill up with soil when the pit is being backfilled, wrap the cage starting at the bottom and work your way towards the top. Lower the lining into the pit and backfill around the lining. In our case, the diameter of the lining was barely smaller than the pit, so the space that required backfilling was very small. When more backfill is required, make sure you compact the backfill by tamping it, and remember that it will settle over time. Trim the top of the lining if necessary. At this stage, we decided to build a small footing to support a slab. Typically, a footing would be constructed before the pit is excavated, but in this case we constructed it afterwards. We used a flexible metal sheet and cardboard to fashion a mold, and then poured in the concrete. Your footing should provide a 10 centimeter wide circumference around the pit, be about 10 centimeters high, and have the same diameter as your slab. Mix the concrete and fill the form to the top. Let it cure for at least 7 days before installing your slab. Thank you for watching this video. For more information about latrine design and construction, please visit resources.cawst.org or contact us at support@cawst.org to speak with an advisor.